Hi my YouTube family, this is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. Please welcome to Home Garden and Fashion. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and please do go to my Facebook fan page and give me a like there if you haven't been there already. Also follow me on Twitter. And today I'm going to show you how you can make chicken quesadillas. Now I'm going to make this with corn tortillas because I'm making for someone who is sensitive to gluten, so I'm not going to make with flour tortillas. So you can replace the corn tortilla with the flour one as well if you like to eat the flour tortillas. Now to make this, I'm going to make this one very simple way. So I have cooked chicken and I have the recipe, and I will post it along with this recipe. So what you need to do is first you have to cut this chicken pieces very tiny. So you make them very tiny pieces, extremely tiny pieces. And once you do that, then you're going to add to it, you can add tiny little onion pieces, and you can add some cilantro. So I'm going to cut this one into very tiny pieces, and to this I'm going to add some, you see these are scallions from my garden, and these are cilantro. So my garden, I have lots of produce now, I have lots of tomatoes, and I had to practically pick up all the tomatoes because of the rabbits were eating up the tomatoes. So it's a struggle between me and the rabbit who gets it first. Anyway, so back to the quesadillas. I'm going to finely chop this chicken pieces and mix with it the scallion and the cilantro. Now you can add some extra spices if you feel like it, but when I cooked the chicken I added enough spices. So let me ground all this and just cut with the knife very finely, and then I will show you what to do next. So we're going to saute some onion, ginger and garlic. So I'm going to put about 1 teaspoon of oil, and to that I will add little bit of asafoetida, which is hing, about 1/4 teaspoon. Into that I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of cumin seed. I'm going to roast the cumin seed little bit. So once this cumin seed is roasted, then I will add the one onion and 5-6 cloves of garlic and 1-inch thick ginger grated. So I'm going to wait for this to get a little bit brown. Now since most of your cooking will have this onion, ginger, garlic, because this is what brings about the taste, so it's a good idea to make a huge amount of onion, ginger, garlic paste and keep it in your fridge for a week. So whenever you need it, you can just take it out and use it. That saves a lot of time. So I usually do it for like 10 onion and about 2 big garlic, the entire whole garlic, 2 big of them, and then I use a huge chunk of ginger grated, and I cook all this stuff for about 30 minutes until they are like lightly brown, and cook it on very low heat. And while you're cooking it, make sure you put about 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric and 1 teaspoon of salt, so that will make it cook fast. So now that our cumin seed is roasted, I'm going to add this to it, and I'm going to make this one brown. So when you make it brown, you can lower the heat and you can add a little pinch of salt, which will make the onion little bit soft. But if you want to keep the onion crunchy, then do not add salt while cooking this. You can add salt after you add whatever it is that you want to add, then you can add the salt. So our onion, ginger, garlic is done, as you see. So this is how we saute our onion, ginger, garlic for adding to any curries. So today we're going to make chicken tikka masala, and after we make that one, then we're going to use the same chicken to use for butter chicken. So it's a two-step process. Well, actually it's a three-step process. At the very beginning I did the onion, ginger, garlic. So as you see, I already have onion, ginger, garlic cooked. So these are sauteed and cooked, and to that I'm going to mix this 5 chicken leg pieces. So I just took out the bone and cut up the leg pieces. These are clean from the skin and fat. So this is just the chicken pieces, 5 leg pieces. To this one I'm going to add some spices. Usually you're supposed to marinate it 5-6 hours, but if you don't have it, you can marinate 30 minutes, or if you don't have that time either, so you could just cook it directly after adding the spices. So I'm going to add to this one about 1 teaspoon olive oil, and to that I'm going to be adding about 4 cloves of fresh garlic crushed, 2 tablespoons of cilantro leaves, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon turmeric, and 1 teaspoon of meat masala. I'm going to add all of these to our chicken. Now after you add everything to the chicken, you're supposed to mix it thoroughly and let it sit inside the fridge for 5-6 hours to marinate. But since right now I don't have the time, I'm just going to put it in my pan and mix it and cook it. So this is, I'm showing you the easiest way. So I'll be mixing it and cooking it covered in low heat for about 30 minutes until they are soft and cooked. Now you can add in this one Garam masala powder too at the end. So I'm just going to cover and cook it, and if it gets stuck at the bottom, I will add very little, tiny little water, not too much, just so that it doesn't get stuck at the bottom. But I'll try to do this without the water, because later we're gonna have to make the gravy separately for that one also. I already did the onion, ginger, garlic and tomato paste, and I'm going to blend that and make the gravy and add it to this one once the chicken is cooked. So I made the heat low, and I'll cover it and cook the chicken for 30 minutes until the chicken is fully cooked. So now I grounded up my chicken and my scallions, the green onions and cilantro, and this chicken already is spicy. It has all the spices in it. And I have my grated cheese mix. So this came in a package and it has all different kinds of cheese. Let me just show you the package. So this has 6 different varieties of cheese. So as you see, this is white cheese. It says mozzarella, Monterey-Jack, and provolone cheese, Parmesan cheese, Romano cheese. So this has many varieties of cheese. You can take any cheese you of your choice. And now I have 2 pieces of corn tortillas, 2 of this bread. I'm going to add some chicken mix in the middle. So you can add as much as you like. Now to this I'm going to add my cheese little bit on the top, but mostly in the sides. And the reason I'm adding all of this cheese in the sides, because when I heat it up, I would like for these 2 slices of breads to stick together, and cheese is the one who will work as glue to get these 2 bread stuck with each other. So I have one more bread on top. So now I'm going to put it on the skillet, and you don't need to put any kind of butter or oil or anything in the skillet. It's not needed. So now you just slide it on your skillet and let it cook on low heat. So I'm going to keep the flame low. And I'm going to let it cook until all the cheese melts and these 2 slices of tortillas, corn tortillas, stuck with each other. Now this way you can make the slice of bread, you can make it the similar way, and you don't need to put any grease on it. But for making bread, if you do wish to put little bit butter on your pan, then the bread will be more crispier. But this way also it becomes crispier, because just when you make it, make sure you're using a non-stick pan which is not old. If the non-stick pan is new and does not have any scratch, then you will see your food will slide through the pan very easily and it will not get burned. So just keep your flame low, and as soon as I cook one side, I'll turn it very gently to the other side. So as this one cooking one side, I'm kind of pressing on top of it, and the reason I'm pressing because I want the cheese to little bit ooze out, and that way what is happening is these 2 tortillas sticking together. They're creating a seal in the middle and getting stuck at the side together. So make sure you press it little bit with your hand gently, and the cheese comes out a little bit, so that way the tortillas will be stuck together. So now I'm going to gently turn it to the other side. So you gently just pick up and just rotate to the other side. So you see this side cooked really nicely, and you do the same, just press it down, so make sure they're stuck together. Now cook little bit the other side. And once you're done, then you slide it to your plate. As you see, the other side is also cooking nicely. Now if you want to take it for lunch or something, you have to wrap it in aluminum foil, so that way it will retain the heat and stay good longer. So at this point I'll turn off the heat. And I'll put a foil in the plate and just gently slide it to the foil. As you see, this is perfectly done. So as you see, your corn quesadillas is perfectly done. And now you can just wrap it on the aluminum foil and take it for your lunch, or you can serve it later. But when it's warm, it's really tasty. And if you want to keep it in the fridge, you keep it in aluminum foil, and later you can just heat it up in the microwave and eat it, or you can heat it up on the pan. These corn quesadillas are really yummy and tasty, and it all depends on how you cook the chicken. So main ingredient is the chicken, and that chicken you have to cook it very tasty. And then you can add to it red onion finely chopped, or yellow or white onion finely chopped, or you can add scallion and cilantro, and you can eat it with the sweet and sour sauce or hot sauce and any kind of sauce, and this makes a really good lunch or snack. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share the video, and I will see you with many more other videos.